Okay, alright, here we go. I'm also gonna go ahead and just crib from Jenny Nicholson's aesthetic today, because my neighbors are being fucking intolerable one room over. Anyway. Okay, so I went ahead and I came up with a list of 10 very fluffy fics. I figured that I would go ahead and do this right now because life is horrifying. And I figured that this would maybe be like a nice thing for people to take a mental break from, is to just read something cute and fluffy with like not any real drama or issues at all. But I was gonna go ahead and offer, maybe if people want me to do a top 10 list of angsty cathartic fics, go ahead and leave me a comment down below and I'll see what I can do. I'm sure it can be arranged. Also, I'm going to go ahead and post links directly to all of these fics down in the description. That way you can go directly and comment or like or bookmark or whatever. So also you go ahead and notice that all of these fics are kind of on the shorter, sweeter side. And this is because I wanted to make sure that I picked fics that were actually finished. That way nobody got attached and then scrolled back up to see at the top, updated in 2016, because that's heartbreaking. Not like I do that all the time. But anyway, whatever. Also, you're gonna notice a huge range in fandoms. Like, there's not really any through line here. It's just that I've been in all the fandoms. Like, fucking all of them. Except for Homestuck and Supernatural, neither of which I could get into, basically both for the same reason. But we're gonna go ahead and get started here. So number 1 is An April's Journey by Katie Forsythe. I just heard somebody out there gasp in excitement. And this one is actually canon Sherlock Holmes, so it's not BBC or Elementary or anything like that. This is just straight up canon Sherlock Holmes, and the pairing is Holmes and Watson. I guess I should go ahead and clarify that. I do kind of just assume that these days everybody ships it, but I guess maybe not. I don't know. And the way I put these in my notes is that Holmes overworks while he's in France, and then Watson comes to him, and they have a cute time together in Paris. And that's the plot. There's a little bit of cute fun sex in the middle on a train, always nice. And if you haven't ever read Katie Forsythe's work, she was very prevalent in the canon Sherlock Holmes fandom. She's done a lot of great work. We're probably going to talk about her again. And she has a style for her writing that is very reminiscent of Doyle himself. So if you've ever actually read the canon Sherlock Holmes stories, you're probably going to be really comfortable with it. And I put this in my notes. Much like a soft April rain, this fic just begs to be read with a cup of tea and cocoa under a fluffy, warm blanket. And yeah, no, I think that's accurate. Alright, number 2. Oh man, I'm about to shame myself. So this one is for Axis Paris Italia. I know, fucking shut up. I know. And the pairing is Sweden/Finland, but this one is Human AU, so it's Berwald in Tino, which isn't a real name in Finland. I think it's supposed to be Timo, but ChampangeSly calls him Tino, so we're gonna stick with that. Like I said, this one comes from the Forbidden Land of Axis Paris Italia. To be fair, I was 18 in 2012 when Axis Paris Italia was like really at its peak. That doesn't make it sound any better, but whatever. And this one is a high school AU, so I'm just gonna go ahead and double down on embarrassing myself tonight. And it's focusing on Berwald and Tino, Sweden and Finland for the uninitiated, like I said. And this fic, it's kind of like a time capsule for like 2009. You're gonna notice a lot of things that like really kind of date it. Like in this one, Facebook is still like a usable platform and not an embarrassment to humanity. And it also comes with like your traditional kind of like platter of side pairings. So you got Italy and Germany, you got Spain and Romano, I'm pretty sure England and America is in there somewhere. I don't read real hard for that. But I think I like it because it's just like a very standard low stakes, low drama high school AU, and this one even has fluffy puppies. And if there's another thing that I'm a huge sucker for, it's fluffy puppies. And that's it. Tino is the new boy in school, and Berald immediately has a crush on him, and he is weird and awkward about it. And Denmark is his, in this one I think his name is Matthias, and Matthias is just an annoying older brother. And it's cute. It's super low stakes. Like I said, just cute and fluffy with schoolboy crushes and puppies all around. Also, if you like this one, I really highly recommend checking out the rest of ChampangeSly's work. She's a very solid writer who has a great sense of humor. We're probably actually going to go and talk about Dirty Pop, another one of her fics, later on. I think that she has a great sense of humor. I'm not sure if everybody is going to share that opinion, but whatever. Alright. Number 3. Gone to the Dogs by Kerry. Nobody here knows what I'm talking about, do you? So this one is actually probably... so this one, first of all, is for Star Trek Voyager. Already embarrassing myself. And the pairing is Janeway and Chakotay, which I think has maybe, according to Tumblr, fallen out of fashion a little bit, which is weird because it's like an ironclad OTP for me. And this one is, I think, probably also the oldest fic on my list. This one dates 2008, which feels like a very long time ago. And it is written by one of my original favorite fanfiction authors. I'm not even sure if people really even have those anymore. But Kerry does great work. Like, I'm going to link you directly to her website, and she probably has like a million words with her fanfiction on there. I highly recommend, and like, we're going to talk about this someday. I even still have it printed out. We're going to talk about the Q trilogy. Yeah, the one that starts with caramel brownies are not proper punishment. Oh, man, so good. And so this one, what it's about is this fic features the gentlemen of Star Trek Voyager being turned into adorable puppies by Q. And that's it. That's it. They all turn into cute puppies, and shenanigans ensue, and at the end everything is fine. Like I said, I'm super into puppies. And also, this is another one where it just has a very healthy sense of humor. You know, it's just not like, it's not emotionally sappy, but it just has like a lot of heart. It has a lot of spunk. And also, it's great because I think Kerry is one of my favorite dialogue writers, and I'm going to go ahead and read you guys an example right now. Well, this is a disaster looking for a place to happen, she announced to the room in general as she took her seat again. This situation is under control, Captain. Catherine looked at the doctor with an expression of horrified amusement. The situation is not under control. Captain, and I say that, Doctor, because at the moment my first officer is chewing on the sleeve of my uniform jacket. Like, if I haven't sold you with that, like, I don't know what to say. Alright, number 4. So this one is called Please Tread Lightly When Surrounded by Young Hobbits by SailorFish. And this is from The Hobbit. And the pairing, but it's only kind of tangential, is Thorin Oakenshield and Bilbo Baggins. I'm sure a lot of you just flash back straight to 2012. So what's better than a hobbit? A baby hobbit. You're like this big, man. So Bilbo and Thorin are getting married, and half the Shire was invited, and this fic is just about shenanigans that ensue with a bunch of tiny, tiny hobbits running around Erebor, and it's great, and it's just super sweet. And also this fic is nice because it manages to remember the timeline of Middle-earth, and Frodo and co are not actually alive yet. So instead, this fic features all of their parents, which is just as fucking cute. Also, fuck, I'm a huge sucker for basically like any cameos in like Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit or the Silmarillion fanfiction. I'm like, oh, I recognize that character from somewhere else and therefore I like it because I'm a fucking idiot. And it's just super sweet seeing our lady Galadriel getting her hair braided by a tiny baby Elsmeralda Took, which is, that's Pippin's mom. So anyway, alright, we're just gonna go ahead and keep flying through these. Number 5, Get Religion Quick, and then in parentheses, 'Cause You Look Divine by brinnaza. Brinnaza? I think that's how you say this author's name. It's gonna be linked, don't worry. Alright, and so this one is in the new hotness of Good Omens, and the pairing is Ahristophel and Crowley, which I kind of feel is like obvious. I kind of just would work with the assumption that's what most of them are. I just offended a lot of people, I can already hear the keyboards. So, like I said, Good Omens is kind of the fandom to be in right now, but if I can go ahead and put on my hipster hat for a second, I was absolutely in the fandom before everybody thought it was cool, but whatever. So this one is actually written in 2014, so it was actually written even before the show came out, so you get a lot of the kind of canon characterizations of Ahristophel and Crowley, which is nice. And it's just about Ahristophel coming to the realization after the Armageddon that he is in love with Crowley, and everybody in the universe goes, fucking duh. And it also kind of goes ahead and puts in the legwork of why Ahristophel wouldn't notice that Crowley has been pining after him for 3,000 years. So this one I compared to like a nice juicy red and like some nice dark chocolate. You know, it's kind of like sweet and then like maybe like kind of dark, but it doesn't have any smut or anything in it. It's just a nice, you just get a nice sense of both of those. The way I put it into my notes, I forgot about this, which is why I'm laughing. I said, grab a nice juicy red wine and some dark chocolate and then settle down to coo over everybody's favorite dumbass celestial and demonic beings, sorry supernatural. I maintain that that's probably true. Alright, okay, this one's gonna be obscure, but here we go. Number 6. Fitz Cringer and is a Cutie by The Legend of M. And everybody just went, what? So this one is for Doctor Who, specifically the 8th Doctor Adventure novels, which is different than 8th Doctor, just canon. And the pairing is 8/Fitz. Okay, alright. Like I said, little obscure. Fitz Cringer is a companion of the 8th Doctor in the EDA novels that technically isn't canon anymore, but I don't really want to talk about it. And Fitz is a guitar-playing bisexual disaster who is always trying to be much cooler than he actually is. His first line in his first novel, The Taint, is a reference to The Hobbit. He once wore leather trousers. He also once wore a wedding dress, and he once made out with Doctor Number 8. And I love Fitz Cringer. He is my favorite companion. And I'm so upset that we're never going to see him on TV, and I don't want to talk about it. So this one's another high school AU, and it's because the other big Fitz 8, like, fic that I want to talk about someday is too long to discuss here, and there's a lot more going on. But in this one, it's a high school AU, and Fitz is paired with the manic pixie dream boy Paul in his music class, and it's just cute. And Paul plays the mandolin, the harpsichord, the violin, the piano, and the sitar, and it's just adorable. And that's all it is. Like, there's no drama, there's not really any, like, homophobia or coming out drama or anything there. It's just, oh, they're cute, and now they're dating. And that's it. It's nice. That's really all I have. especially since like the EDA novels, the 8th Doctor Adventures, they're a little bit more like grimdark, because they came out in the 90s when everything had to be more grimdark, which is why Doctor Who wasn't on in the 90s. Because it's not supposed to be, god damn it. So it's nice when everything is just kind of fluffy, you know? Yeah, that's it. Alright, and then number 7. So this one is for the Avengers, specifically the MCU, because I am a fake geek girl who has never read any of Marvel's comic books, except for Deadpool. But that's it. And this one is Platonic. Platonic. I'm going to say it one more time for the people not paying attention. Platonic, Peter Parker, and Tony Stark. So I ask you, who here doesn't love some good Iron Dad? And the answer, presumably, is nobody watching this fucking channel. So this one even has our man Roddy as the main character, which is nice because we also get some really good relationship building between him and Tony. And basically it's Roddy saves Peter from a bus jacking and then figures out that Peter is Spider-Man and then yells at Tony because he brought a 15-year-old to a fucking superhero fight. And so this one is a little bit more hurt comfort. It's not quite so straight up fluffy, but I figured, you know, there's nothing really explicit, and it's sweet enough to go ahead and, you know, pass the fluff test. And I like it because it has, once again, just really good characterization. Like, Tony is being sweet, snarky, and sour, which I think is always just, like, the best Tony that you can do. And once again, really good dialogue. I think about this exchange at least, like, once a week, and it always makes me smile. Roddy asks Peter what his name is, and Peter's like, danger, because he's high. He's high on pain. And I'm like, Peter, what the fuck, man? And it's so cute, you guys. Oh my god, I love it. Alright, number 8 is Egg by PotatoJesus. And this one is for One Punch Man. And the pairing is Genos and Saitama. And the plot is literally that one cyborg loves two eggs. And that's it. The Hero Association assigns all of their heroes who they think are doing too much damage to the city to watch over an egg and make sure that they don't break it. And Genos hatches and turns into a chick. And he and Saitama adopt it and raise it as their daughter, and it's just fucking adorable. And that's it. And I like it because I feel like it harkens back to the canon of like kind of a painful sort of sincerity and humor and fluff, but without any of the angst that makes me so sad for Saitama. Alright, gonna keep pressing on, and this one is number 9. A Monster Guide to Love by Foxgloves, and this one is Undertale. Y'all remember Undertale, my fellow kids? And the pairing is San/Toriel, Don't At Me. Don't at me. So the only thing better than a fluffy fic is a fluffy in-character fic, and this fic is so in-character that sometimes I forget it's not technically canon. I can't believe I got that all in one take. And it has everything. San/Toriel, Don't At Me. Mute, non-binary frisk, which is frankly the only acceptable frisk. A papyrus who is over the top but not intolerable. And a healthy side dish of Undyne/Alpheus. And hot damn, that Metaton cameo is just like fucking whipped cream on top of the delightful sundae that is this fic at the end. And I really like this one because once again it kind of captures like the canon feeling of where it's fun and there's shenanigans, but you also get kind of like this underlying highlight of melancholy, which I think is fair because once you examine like the themes of the game, it's actually kind of sad, you know, which I think is why lots of people really got so attached to it, to an almost weird degree. And I like this one because once again, Frisk, without even any, like, dialogue, is just on point as hell. they're a kid, but like a truly remarkable one whose defining features are their heart and their determination, and it's just wonderful. Like, you can see how they were the one to rescue all of the monsters from underground. Alright, here we go. Number 10. Bringing it back around. So we started out with Sherlock Holmes, and this one we're going to end with In One Heavenly Tie by Katbelle for Les Miserables. And the pairing is Javert and Valjean. Gasp in indignation now. So this takes place in like a slight AU of canon, where of course Javert and Valjean aren't dead yet, and Valjean, as he is wont to do, just decides to ignore the law and marry Javert. Because fuck the law. Fuck not getting married to your grumpy domestic policeman in 1832. And it's, like, once again, very in character, and fuck me, I am such a sucker for character pieces, and I'm a sucker for footnotes, and this one has footnotes. Oh my god. I fucking love me some footnotes. And I like this one because for once everyone that's still alive, sorry, Enjoyus and R and everybody else, everybody who's still alive is perfectly content. Marius is working, Cosette is happy, Javert didn't throw himself into the Seine, and Valjean didn't waste away, and it's nice because, you know, Les Mis, in much of the same way Lord of the Rings is kind of an archetypical tragedy, a bittersweet one, where it highlights kind of the horrible human condition of, you know, being alive. You are inevitably going to run into just, you know, negative encounters. And I feel that right now that's kind of relevant maybe for some people. You know, learning to, you know, get past the unfortunate parts of life. And also, two old Frenchmen just being in love is fucking cute. Come fight me in the comments. And that's all 10. That's all 10 Fluffy Fics that I managed to come up with. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up right now. This weird rambling episode. So this was a weirdly hard list to come up with. It took me a couple hours. I kind of had to scratch through some other fics. And I think it's because typically the kinds of fic that I read are like ones with a lot of plot, or ones that are kind of like more bittersweet, or time travel plot fixes. But most of those are too long for me to succinctly describe, which is weird because this video is going to be like a half an hour long. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try and get back to posting regularly, especially since I'm not doing school right now, and it sounds like everybody is going to be trapped in quarantine for who knows. And I figure that fandom is a really great community, especially online, and I figure if people are at home, I should go ahead and try and give them access to it. So I will go ahead and remind everyone again that I'm going to be posting all of those links down in the description, so you can just go to wherever it is. That way you can leave a comment or kudos or bookmark it or email the author and leave them. And also, like I said, that if you like this list, go ahead and let me know if you want me to do more of them. Lists are slightly less labor intensive. If you want a preview for the next one that I'm gonna do, I'm not sure if you guessed from this, but I kind of have weird, obscure tastes in fics and fandoms and stuff like that, and the next episode that I want to do featuring just one fic is about Richard III. Not the Benedict Cumberbatch one, not that one. And we're gonna talk about one of my favorite historical figures. Except it's speculative future, and it's gonna be so great. I'm very excited for it, so you can go ahead and look forward to that. Alright, and that's it. Goodbye. In fics and fandoms and stuff like that. And the next episode that I want to do featuring just one fic is about Richard III. Not the Benedict Cumberbatch one. Not that one. And we're gonna talk about one of my favorite historical figures. Except it's speculative future, and it's gonna be so great. I'm very excited for it, so you can go ahead and look forward to that. Alright, and that's it. Goodbye. You can leave now. See you later.